Well, hey, there's Joe with Sonic Disruptive. How are you? I am great. Time to do an album review. This time it's the Night Flight Orchestra. Give Us the Moon. It came out January 31st, so it came out last Friday. At the time of this recording, I missed it and I didn't do a review earlier. Unfortunately, this is released on Napalm Records, and if you're not familiar with them, this might be their eighth album already. They are well, you got the lead vocalist from Soilwork and some other people. I don't know all their names, and you know, forgive me for that. Um, but it's very AOR 80s sounding, and it's a complete throwback to that sound. So that sounds like something you'd be interested in. You're going to really enjoy this. If that sounds like something you're not interested at all, I think you'll still enjoy it because it's just so damn good and it's so catchy and so memorable. Now, I think the world needs more of the Night Flight Orchestra because the world is going to hell. It's going to absolute shit. Let's face it. And this album feels so good to listen to. You feel great. It's fun. Like, this is a type where you can just have fun. And along with having a good time and enjoying yourself, there's also the benefit of having great performances, great guitar playing, great drums, great bass. Everything is great, and the vocals are outstanding here. But these songs, like, if this was 1985, like, I feel like every song in this record would be on the radio and would be a hit. And listen to the album and maybe you'll get an idea of, I guess, how much cooler radio was back in the 80s, because you could play a lot of shit on the radio that was good and it didn't have to all sound exactly the same. But anyway, yeah, from Shooting Velvet, which was one of their releases, a single. Way to Spend the Night was another one of their single. These songs are so good and they just stick in your head. Melbourne may be my favorite. It's just, I mean, you can't get it out of your head. Even if you don't like it, you're not going to be able to get that song out of your head. And most of these melodies and choruses you won't be able to get out of your head, like it or not. So that would be my only warning going into this. But somehow they're able to balance this. It's a really tricky line that they can do where they can, they're having fun with it. They're leaning into the cheese factor just a little bit. And you realize that. And yet there's this earnestness and this real genuineness that comes through. And they're just great songs. And that is so nice. For me personally, like, I can't stand, maybe that's harsh. No, can't stand. I can't listen to Steel Panther. Nothing against the band. I can't do it. For some reason, it seems like they're mocking that music, even though they're not necessarily mocking it, because they grew up on that music, and I think everybody in that band loves that music, and everybody in that band is great musicians. It just doesn't feel genuine. This feels genuine. And like I said, everything about this album just flows so nice. It's so joyous to listen to. It's just so damn much fun. Like I said, it's impressive to be able to write this many songs that would have been hits in another generation. It's impressive as hell. Think of 80s Yes, some EOL, maybe some Journey thrown in. We're in that type of territory. But this may be a little more synth heavy than their previous albums, although it does carry on the same themes as the previous two. All in all, great musicianship and great songs. There's a real progginess, as always, to their music. I was worried that was going to get lost because they lost their main songwriter was David Anderson. He was their guitarist, main songwriter, and co-founder of the band. He died, I think, 1 or 2 years ago now. Probably, maybe about 2 years ago now. And so I was concerned, not only that this band would be over, I was worried about that, and I was worried that if they did, it wouldn't be nearly as good or the same. And it is as good. And that was the biggest surprise to this album is how cohesive it still sounds and how much it carries over. The continuation is seamless, even though we don't have David any longer. But great. Love this album. If you want to just sit back, if you've been listening to Catatonia for the last week, you might want to pull your head up out of the ground, out of the muck. I'm not saying muck in a bad way, like Catatonia is bad, because obviously I love Catatonia. And that's where I'm usually at. That's where I'm saying it. I'm usually listening to depressive, dark stuff. And it's good to clear your mind and have some fun once in a while. And if you need to do that, put on some Night Flight Orchestra, Give Us the Moon, because you're going to really enjoy it. So there you are. Thank you for watching. See you.